All right, let's talk about a real giant, Meta Platforms. It's a company with two really fascinating stories happening at the same time. On one hand, you've got this impenetrable fortress, its core social media business. And on the other, you've got its super ambitious future, which it's building right now with just massive investments in artificial intelligence. So the big question is it a smart investment today? Let's dive in and find out.
So, when you think about the AI boom, right, a few big names probably jump to mind immediately. But what if you're looking for a company that combines that cutting-edge AI leadership with, massive proven profitability? Where do you even look?
Well, that's right. More and more, the answer people are coming up with is Meta. And in this explainer, we're going to break down exactly why that is, using the numbers and the strategy to really build the case. Okay, so before we even get to all the exciting AI stuff, we have to understand the foundation. And let me tell you, Meta's foundation isn't just strong, it is an absolute fortress, built on a scale that's almost hard to comprehend. Let's just start with this number, because it's pretty wild. 3.58 billion people. That is how many people use Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, or Messenger every single day. This isn't just a big audience. It's what creates that powerful network effect, making it incredibly, incredibly difficult for anyone else to even try to compete. And of course, that massive user base translates directly into some serious financial power. We're talking about a projected $200 billion in revenue for 2025. And get this, it's still growing at a blistering 22% year over year. This is the engine that funds literally everything else. And after all the bills are paid, this is what's left over. Nearly $44 billion in pure cash flow. Think of it like a war chest. It's what allows Meta to invest so aggressively in the future without breaking a sweat. So those three numbers we just looked at, users, revenue, and cash flow, they all come together to create this, a powerful economic moat. It's an advantage so huge that it basically shields Meta's profits and market share from the competition. This, right here, is the fortress. So let's see how Meta is building on that incredible foundation, how it's moving from the stable fortress to its high-growth future. Because what Meta is doing is using its dominant position to completely supercharge its business with artificial intelligence. This is what analysts are calling the AI flywheel, and it's basically a perfect virtuous cycle. It works like this. More users generate more data. All that data trains better AI. The better AI recommends the perfect reel to keep you watching, and it shows an advertiser the exact person they want to reach. This generates more revenue. And what happens to that revenue? It gets plowed right back into building even more advanced AI. This whole flywheel is just spinning faster and faster every single day. And believe me, Meta is putting serious, serious money behind this strategy. They've guided for up to $135 billion for capital expenditures through 2026, and most of that is going straight into AI data centers and infrastructure. I mean, that is a massive signal of conviction from management. They are all in. What's also really unique is their strategy with their AI models, like Llama. By making them open source, they're encouraging developers all over the world to build with their tech. This creates this huge, vibrant ecosystem that, indirectly benefits Meta's own platforms, all while letting them sidestep some of the regulatory heat that their competitors with closed-off models are facing. It's a pretty clever move. So, okay, the company is insanely profitable, and it's investing like crazy in the future. But how does that actually translate into returns for you, the investor? Well, pretty recently, Meta started sharing the wealth directly. So the company started a dividend, but with a really conservative payout ratio, only about 10% of its cash. Now, the crucial thing here is that this signals a really mature capital return policy, but, and this is the key part, it leaves that massive 90% chunk of cash to be reinvested into those high-growth AI projects. It's kind of the best of both worlds, really. And all of this brings us to the most important question for any investor, right? The business is a beast, the future looks bright, but is the stock actually priced attractively right now? Is it a good buy? Well, when you look at its forward price-to-earnings ratio, that's a key valuation metric. It's trading around 23 times what it's expected to earn. Now, when you compare that to some of its high-growth tech peers, that's not just reasonable. You could actually argue it's a discount for the kind of quality and growth you're getting. And it looks like the professional analysts on Wall Street agree. The consensus is a strong buy, and the average price target implies something like 24% upside from recent levels. And some of the more bullish folks on the street see it going way, way higher than that.
This quote really just sums up the bull case perfectly. At this price, you're getting a dominant, fast-growing company with a proven track record, plus all the incredible future potential of AI at what looks to be a pretty fair price. But of course, no investment is ever a sure thing. So to get the complete picture, we need to be really clear-eyed about the potential risks and the challenges that Meta is definitely facing. It's time for a reality check. Okay, so these are the big ones to watch. Global regulators are always watching Meta. That huge spending on infrastructure, that's called capital expenditure or CapEx, well, it could definitely squeeze profit margins in the short term. And there's always the risk that making money off these new AI ventures is just harder than it looks. These are absolutely real concerns, but for a company of Meta's size and financial strength, a lot of people see them as manageable. So, when you put it all together, what's the verdict? Well, Meta really offers something quite rare in the market today. You get the stability and the absolute cash-gushing power of a mature industry leader. That's the fortress. And you get it combined with a massive, high-conviction bet on the next wave of technology. That's the future. Which really leaves us with this final thought to chew on. The entire investment thesis, everything we've talked about, it all hinges on this colossal investment in AI. So is it a visionary masterstroke that's going to secure another decade of dominance? Or is it the biggest, riskiest gamble the company's ever taken? The answer to that question is going to define the future of Meta and maybe the future of technology itself.